So that's where we left off. A short rest in the woods after a rather sweet ceremony.
There's more level 3s.
The sun,
A short rest?
short rest.
Then I will do Song of Healing in case anybody needs it.
Ooh, I can. Hold on.
I don't need it.
Maybe look through these. I'm missing 4 points of health. How much?
I don't think we got that hurt, to be honest.
Are you going to do healing on yourself, or?
Well, yeah, I can roll my.
Because apparently the Song of Healing only works in conjunction with.
Okay, well I can use 1. Which not necessary to use Song of Healing because I just rolled a 4, which is exactly.
How many you were missing?
Yeah. We got new health trackers, guys.
Yeah.
Okay. I negated these ones because they're all necromancy.
Ooh,
So-
he would never.
Exactly.
He would
Storyline-wise.
never.
No. But these were ones that were filtered out. You might want to look at.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to read all of this.
It's
It's okay, he has 10
Okay, so I got
Kill.
10 back because I did the Song of Rest anyway because she was healing. I'm healing myself. Does Nils need to be?
I don't think Nils took any damage in the fight with the demons.
Did you take anything? Do you need to heal yourself? No. Okay.
Nope.
All
We
right.
actually came out of that, except for her. She got her ass kicked.
I stood in fucking nasty breath. It's fine.
All right. So
We're good.
I got 10 back. I'm still down 2.
I'm full mana because arcane recovery.
Now it's autumn here.
Yes.
Back in the Drakwald, right?
It's cold now.
Okay, so we go into the haversack and get all of our extra layers back.
Yeah, well, during the knighting, the squiring ceremony, Lanier kind of kept back, but she kept an eye on it, so it was easy to find should you want to rifle through the bags that I'm carrying.
Yes, it is getting chilly now that the sun is actually going down for once.
Nice. Oh, it is so nice.
Yes, the sun is actually at a point that is 2 hours past when you returned.
Yes. Oof. It's nice to bring out old Foxy.
I mean, I won't lie, I don't exactly revel in the idea of putting this armor back on, or these spurs.
Well, clearly you need it.
I don't think it would have done
I mean,
much.
didn't you get hurt from cold?
It's an entire... Really? Really? Do you want to talk about how much health everyone took during that fight?
Brum, brum, brum,
I was about to compliment you on the fact that you did something really nice for that boy.
I'm just sitting
But if
here.
you want to be a cunt
playing
about
my
it, then fuck
lute.
off.
Lanira, you're too easy. Too easy.
Kind of side eyes Carmageddon, but I mean it.
I know.
It's good that that boy has some kind of family.
I'm very happy about that. I was not expecting that. I didn't know when he'd be ready, if ever.
I mean, we're not exactly...
To clarify, he's not nearby
No,
when I'm
he's,
saying this.
he heard water nearby, so he went to go
Oh.
fill everyone's canteens.
Good job.
I get my inspiration back after a short rest.
Yes.
Okay.
Also, his, Nils, he gets his War Priest abilities back after a short rest, correct?
Yeah.
He gets his channel divinity after a short
Short
rest.
rest.
Oh,
Yeah,
these are
yeah.
like
He
these
doesn't get his spells
specific
until
like
a long rest.
Fireball,
things.
Right.
in terms
I'm
of...
taking out the ones that aren't his house or whatever it is.
I mean, I would suggest Fireball because it's OP as fuck. And
Yeah,
they've
but
even
it says
admitted it.
it's the light whatever cleric.
Oh, fuck,
That's a
that's
light
yeah.
cleric. Yeah, only war.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's
Well,
knowledge.
he's
There's
a
quite a
good
few
cleric.
for clerics. Oh, he could have been a nature cleric, but no.
Oh, the different domains?
Yeah.
And there's more
That's what they're
domains than
called.
that. There's the grave domain, which
That's
is my
so
favorite.
cool. Yeah.
I think that's the one
We've
you
been
took
watching
out,
a lot of that
maybe.
lately, but still.
Yeah, but he's
I
got
wanted it
one.
before then. I liked the...
My,
I never knew
my
about
Dark Souls cleric was a domain
Grave.
of the grave.
Wow. He's
Crusader's
got.
Mantle.
Yeah. It's like an AoE buff. Everyone deals an extra 1d4 radiant damage. Everyone in his radius.
To every attack, or...
Each non-hostile creature in the aura deals an extra 1d4 radiant damage when it hits with a weapon attack.
Weapon attack.
Yes, and
He
the
does
aura
something like
is
that already.
30-foot radius? That's so wide! That's so wide!
When you hit level 7,
I love him.
stuff goes up.
Clairvoyance.
Is that an arcane?
This is a quite long spell description.
Oh.
Make sure it's in the domain.
It doesn't have a domain.
Oh, then it's a straight up spell.
Yeah.
Yeah. I gotta look how many
Clairvoyance
spells he gets,
is
because I don't
probably
think that
hearing
was
and- is
updated.
probably
No.
hearing and seeing.
He, I believe it's his spell level plus his casting modifier.
It says he has 16 mana. That was the same.
No, he should be up to 23
Okay.
now.
Yeah, no, I need to change
Because you
that.
unlocked, not only did
That's
he
true,
level
yeah.
up to match you in level, but he also earned the ability to cast all of his spells. So that means he actually has 4th level spells as well.
Oh!
Hey.
Oh my god.
Well, he gets more probably.
23 mana.
I mean, to be fair, it's a short rest. He doesn't get to choose his new spells yet.
No.
No.
So we don't have to worry about it just
True.
yet, technically. I mean,
Nils, you see him coming back through the trees. Over his shoulder, he's got leather straps holding everybody's canteens and the extra water bag. He comes back to the small little, I wouldn't really even call it a full camp. More of, somebody busted out one folding chair. Lanier is sitting on the floor reading her spell book for the 1700th time.
riveting.
Yeah. And the bard is making noise as usual.
So I'm kind of just leaning against a tree, looking around.
He walks back over and he places the water, each person's canteen down in front of them, and then he straps the
Bless you.
water
He sneezes.
studio sneeze there. He straps the bigger water bag, the extra water bag to his pack. He says, I've been trying to figure this out since we came back. How long were we gone?
If it's the same day, not that long. If time hasn't passed, I don't think time passed where we were.
I mean, I don't know myself, but the only indicator we had was that the sun, when we came back, was exactly where it was, you said, when we left.
And our tracks were still there. It couldn't have been that long. Near the carriage. So,
I mean, how hungry are we all?
During your short rest,
Yeah, well,
I gave you guys the cookies.
Well,
or
so what
whatever.
for how you feel, it felt like almost a day and change had passed. So you guys never really rested once you got inside. You just kind of barreled through and never really took the extra time to take a full rest. You took a few short rests here and there throughout the tomb. So to you, you were gone for what felt like at least 10 hours. At least. But you had no tracking of the sun once you went inside.
But while we were outside, the
You had
sun
no
wasn't
time,
moving.
You had no timekeeping.
yeah.
So
Do we feel like jet lagged? Like it's not the right time?
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
that's why he's looking very tired. And that's why he's. Should we
maybe rest.
make a full camp and just wait until morning?
I believe so. I think we should all get a good night's rest.
It is only maybe 4 hours past noon.
I mean,
but-
if you...
It might be best. I mean, if not much time has passed, it works in our favor.
Yeah.
We were going to need to rest for the night anyway.
I think if you were to give me maybe 3 hours, I could maybe help make our camp a little more secure. It would be at least peace of mind for us all.
You would burn the scroll to do that. You have to
No,
copy it
to
into your...
copy it down, it's 3 hours. It's an evocation.
Oh, right.
It would be, yeah.
Well, if it was 4 o'clock...
Do a long
Nils
rest?
just said it's 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
If you took the time resting Like, you can take a day of resting, but you would be doing 3 hours of work.
Yeah. But she doesn't need as much time to rest as the rest of them. That's a tongue twister. A lot of love.
Also, yes, that's true, but you said you wanted to set it up for the rest, and it only lasts 8 hours. So copying down that spell would be 3 hours, and then you'd, at 7 o'clock, essentially, you'd be ready to, just as the sun's about to go down, you'd be ready to cast.
Well, are we leaving at night? I mean, you know the woods better than anyone. I don't imagine I'm going to go...
It's best to start early in the morning.
I mean, we would be losing a day, but I'm pretty sure we could use the time to recover.
Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea to push ourselves too hard. We've just been through a lot.
Yeah.
We haven't slept, and even though technically not much time has passed, our bodies don't know that.
Well, you said that the path you were taking us through the Drakwald was actually going to shave off possibly some time.
Yeah.
If they're traveling with horse or by wagon, it would take longer?
Yes, since it's the roads, it's not optimal, it's not the quickest way to a destination, and since they're taking a carriage anyway, and it'll take just as long as if they were on foot, yeah, we can't be that much far behind them. Unless they have some other sort of magic we don't know about.
I was just about to say, unless they had a magic that could make that coach fly.
I mean, to be fair, they could be there right now, and this is all a waste of time, and do we want to find out that it's a waste with a full night's sleep under our belt, or?
Well, how would you feel? I think it would be better to rest, no?
And Nils he's starting, as soon as you had said it was a possibility.
Oh yeah!
He was actually, like, gathering rocks and putting them into the circle to make the fire pit, and just, are we not?
Well, see, no, it's okay. He made the choice, see?
Thank you. No, that...
No, if I shouldn't have made the choice.
No,
tell me.
it's a good choice!
Just kidding. It's fine.
So I should continue making some fire pits then.
Yep.
Yes.
And I'll light it.
I'm just so happy to
He's
be
not
back.
done yet.
Oh,
God, he's
when
just
he's
on
done.
fire
He was putting
now.
the stones down. He still has to go
When
get
he's
the
done,
wood.
I'll light it.
Oh my God. Sorry, guys.
Just puts the last stick down.
He's queuing his action for the moment when he can do it.
I'm saving my action. Yeah.
Yes.
He just stands there for like a half an hour. Oh my God. Well, on the note of repetitive actions, Lanier kind of sequesters herself a little further back and starts working on trying to work out the kinks in what she thinks might be helpful.
Yeah, translating from Nehikaran to high speech.
But while it's still fresh in her head, she wants to try and figure it out now.
She's gonna pull out the paper she had done with, what was it, Reichspiel? Or
Reichspiel.
Kazalid.
You translated Kazalid to Reichspiel.
Yeah, so I'll give that to her. So she
and then
can
you had your
compare.
rubbings of what the
Yes.
Right, and I had it in Eltharian.
yeah. So you've got enough to really Rosetta Stone yourself a nice easy translation, or at least enough.
Yeah.
Insert tab A into.
I imagine also it's at least somewhat similar to high speech, which she is fluent with. So maybe that'll give enough of a touchstone so that she can prepare Liam's tiny hut.
It's like it's probably. In a foreign language, it's like IKEA directions.
Oh my God. Well, the Nehikaran language did have a lot of
Pictograms.
forms of language.
IKEA's tiny hut.
So you have, after about 3 hours, is anybody else doing anything in particular? I mean, you can tinker with your pistols.
That's
if
what
you
I'm gonna.
want.
I'm making sure everything's in working order.
Not making any modifications, just checking and cleaning and doing that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Is Carmen doing anything in particular? Is she reading from her holy book?
Yes, of course.
Nils
I'll read to Nils as he's doing his work.
Nils is actually preparing dinner after he gets after he nearly has his eyebrows singed off by the overanxious bard. He sets up the cooking pot and he starts making a simple using jerky. He makes a stock and he throws some potatoes and some
No
carrots and
people jerky.
celery, and he makes basically a rehydrated beef stew.
After
for
what we just
everybody.
encountered, do we really want jerky?
He's just pulling it. He's just going and working at it. He's got enough salted beef to make it so that everybody gets at least some of the meats, and he's going to work cooking away.
When the dome goes up and kind of encircles, it says it keeps them comfortable and dry. With the fire lit, would that mean that it would be warmer within?
No, it keeps you comfortable, meaning that it regulates the temperature entirely.
Oh wow, okay.
So so she finishes recording it,
Yeah.
and it's just as she's done recording it, all the preparations that Nils had made. He's got biscuit, hardtack kind of breads, and he's gotten everybody's trenchers, and he's filled them with the stew, and he's handed them out. And just as you're like, yes, he hands you your food.
Oh,
Eat up.
thank you. I probably
That's not a problem.
should have had something earlier. I didn't think about it. Thank you.
Well, if we are going to take the time to rest, I thought I might as well at least make sure that our stomachs were full.
Well done, Len.
Very good.
Thank you.
Not bad.
She
Is this an
sniffs
old
it and then
is
just
this,
downs
is this
the
an
whole
old
thing.
family recipe?
Have
The
you no
stew.
tact?
Oh,
What is wrong with
Eat
you?
your food.
that was out of character.
No, it wasn't.
No,
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 you can
you
know.
said it.
You
I know.
said
You
it.
put it in
You
the
said
world.
it.
I know. I was thinking of it.
He takes his wooden spoon and starts just eating slowly,
You
just
could hit him
trying to
with that if you
process
like.
what was said.
Pay him no minds. He's just jealous. He's jealous.
The potatoes broke down, the starches made it kind of a thicker stew, and the salted beef rehydrated.
It's
Didn't
hearty.
need salt because the salted beef added into it. And it's a nice. Everything is soft and enjoyable.
Earthy.
He's a good cook.
It's umami.
We're bad today. Oh my god, please hit us with a wooden spoon.
We're just happy that it's
But
not
as soon as you
crazy
want to
hot.
cast the spell, the ritual itself, we're gonna have to describe.
Oh. Kind of like, after just she was eating, I was like, oh, yeah, puts the food down. So once she casts out this dome, it looks almost...
Well, how does she cast it? This is something she's never done before. They don't know what she's doing, so she's taking... How long does it take to cast normally?
Well, it says 1 minute.
Okay, so it takes you 11 minutes to cast it without spending a spell slot.
Yeah.
So what's her ritual to do this? Is she marking the circle herself by walking? Is she dragging her staff through the ground to create it? Is she dropping salt? Like, what do they see as she's going about creating the spell for the first time?
Well, she's trying to generally, like, create the actual warding circle around 10 foot in circumference kind of deal around their camp that they had already made.
A 10-foot circumference isn't that wide?
10-foot radius.
10-foot radius, so
sorry.
it's 20 foot.
Yeah, 20.
That's enough for a small campfire.
Of
like,
about 8
area.
to 9 people, actually.
Yeah.
We're a smaller group, and that's fine, but we have our space. We need it sometimes.
Is this something like?
going to
is
the
this
other
something
side of
like
the hut.
your circle that
As she's
kept
dragging
the
it, looking
kept the
at him.
genie kept the what was that the
Nurglish creature?
Nurglish creatures at bay?
I think in the similar vein, as she's closing the circle, she kind of just rubs her hand on one of the glass beads on her rings, and it like ripples out into a snapping effect around them in a very dark dome to the point that you can't really see within it. It's fine though, unlike Magic Circle where I may have not thought
We
it
said
through.
that this is completely translucent at all times.
No, from the outside it's dark. From the inside, it's
I'm
transparent.
telling you how we changed it for the setting.
Oh, you wanted it to be completely...
It's completely translucent
okay, cool.
all the
Less
way around.
explanation required.
So it's like we're not there, like from an outside perspective.
No, it's more of just like a shelter. Like things can't...
If rain were to fall, it would land on an
Okay,
invisible field of force, and if anything tried to get in, they would literally run into a shield.
So it's
Yeah.
not camouflage, it's just a shield.
yeah.
Okay.
Nothing's going to wander into our camp without us certainly knowing, and we're going to stay dry and, might I add, comfortably warm. Not Nehekara warm.
That's not warm.
Yeah.
That's quite impressive.
I mean, I certainly can't cook as well as Nils, but hopefully this at least helps.
Certainly could have used this during the war.
Which one?
Warhammer. Moist.
Yeah, it really is. Wait, do I like draw out the moisture from the always wet grounds? No one wants muddy camps. It's not cool.
After some time to rest, everyone pretty much beds down shortly thereafter.
Well, before you do that, I'd like to show you something. Since we're going to get the long rest.
She grabbed the rest of her food instead of
I think I've got this.
While they're doing that, I'm gonna be blessing more water for her.
He starts making some very familiar-looking hand gestures. I paid close attention to you.
They're off. No. Make an Arcana check.
Okay. 19 plus 7.
They're way off. But he's still forming the magic. But, like, you're concerned. Because he's channeling too much for what he's trying to do.
Now you see me, now you don't. Where is Hildebrand?
How many does that affect? Only one person? Okay.
I can cast it on a creature or more if I expend the spell slots.
Okay.
You have invisibility as well?
Yes. Nah. You rolled high enough on the Arcana check. That's a higher form of it.
Mass?
Not, it's greater invisibility. But what he did wasn't the traditional way of casting invisibility. He just figured out a way to cram more magic into it.
Because he didn't need the material component.
You're overclocking the...
Yeah, he's overclocking the CPU.
Yeah.
The magic processor.
Which is essentially
The
your
MPU.
body processing the things that drip out of the chaos realms.
You're concerned because he just harnessed so much magic, but somehow he kind of elegantly got it to work.
But wait, there's more.
Oh, you've used enough. What do you...
Well, I take a pebble. Carmen, would you mind holding up your shield for a moment, please?
What?
Would you please hold up your shield?
Why?
Just to try, well, you're talking to nobody right now.
It's over there. What do you need?
Just hold your shield for a second.
There's a floating pebble is what you're talking to.
This is your life now.
Just hold your shield up in front of you.
She kind of cautiously moves over to where she had put it down, picks it up.
And I just casually toss the little rock at the shield to bounce it off.
He threw one, and you hear, how many is it?
Oh, no, I'm not. Oh, yeah, I might as well do that too. There's three.
You showed us that.
Okay, I did show them that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
but
didn't see it.
no,
I
but
don't
here's
think.
the thing. Here's the thing. I'm still invisible.
Yeah.
I mean, upholding something with that much magic
What
must
is
take
he?
a lot of concentration.
What is he doing?
He's risking our lives.
She takes some water and splashes it on him. Does she see his shape?
Does it, if you get hit by anything, does it knock you out of your invisibility?
Nope.
It maintains even through like combat encounters and stuff.
As long as I can maintain the concentration.
Make a concentration check.
What would the modifier be?
It's 10 plus the spell level.
Okay, so that means I rolled a 15.
That's the DC. What's the level of the spell? Is it a level 4?
It is a level 4.
So it'd be a DC 14 Constitution check.
15.
15.
Does the
So-
water just...
The water just kind of splashes off of his form, and you can see it dripping from nothing. Like you can see the rim of his hat as it's just dripping off the edge of the hat. You can see it kind of running down his clothing, and you're still wet, but
Fix this?
you're invisible.
Fix this?
I did not. This was not mine. He figured
What did
this
you
out
show
himself.
him?
I actually was paying attention the last 2 or 3 times she cast invisibility upon me, and stop that! Stop that! I'll poke. I poke back, and I'm not turning invisible. Now I will.
See me.
He drops the magic, and it from a magical standpoint, it looked pretty safe going away as well. You think he just... This is what humans do.
It's not refined, but it works.
This is what humans do. They figure out magic, and then they just start cramming into it, and he just...
It's not exactly elegant, but yes. Good job. I think
Thank you.
It definitely... I see what you were looking to do. I worry that the brute force you may use sometimes could be problematic if you're not careful with it.
I will be careful. I figured we were here in this place by ourselves, and I could show you. I wanted to make sure I got it right.
Me. She throws her shield out and goes back. Making your water now. Shh, please. She opens her book back up.
He goes back to concentrating on consecrating some holy water.
For her.
Consecration, concentration. All right, so then I will bed down.
Unless either of you, once you consecrate enough of the water so that you have basically a can. You had to put, that's right, you had to prepare them into small vials. So, and each vial has 3. So you did 1.
Yeah.
So you've got 3 more doses essentially of holy water.
So that's 3 circles.
That's 3 magic circles worth of material.
I'll give it to her.
Thank you. I'll try and prepare something before we head out again if we have time.
Nils kind of walks over to Lanira. Looks a little bit not confused, but he's
Getting the eye.
He's obviously uncomfortable talking to you at the moment. Says, so this thing you have done, say it protects us.
Yeah, it makes it so that you could leave and come back and do that as many times as you like, and it's fine. It understands that the people within it are safe, but outside forces would come against a force. We would know. Plus, we're drunk.
I'll still take first watch.
That's fair enough. You should be able to see through it without any hindrance.
He goes and sits down by the fire on the opposite side from you.
Lear kind of like looks over to Carmen and is like, I don't know how to fix it, but it is not the first time someone has looked at me like that.
You were giving the demon creatures googly eyes at some points.
Googly eyes?
Googly eyes. You were interested in what they
fair,
had to give.
Hildebrand used an chaos amulet as well. In these moments, sometimes we have outsourced to powers that can help us get a leg up.
That is true. Even I was okay with using the amulet.
I understand it's harder to accept when I reach out to things that maybe are outside of his comfort zone, because as it is, I am outside his comfort zone.
Yeah. He's not...
talking about his comfort zone, by the way, you can actually hear scraping as he's sharpening the bastard sword across his lap.
That's my boy.
Teach him not to be racist.
No. Look, I don't think it's a race thing. I think this interpretation might, as Hildebrand learns more of your magic, he might have a similar feeling toward him, or he might lighten up. I don't know, but I think he's just not used to magic coming from any other source than ours.
I think it is more to do with how uncomfortable he is with chaos. And I understand why people don't exactly have a great reputation.
He's read about it in books. He hasn't seen it.
Reading
he's seeing it with
quite
us,
different.
But we've seen it for decades.
How old are you? Cicada, how old are you?
How old are you?
Leers over. In elf ears.
In elk ears?
In
elk
elk
ears. In elk ears.
Elk ears.
It's worth noting that I don't have any caffeine right now. I'm so sorry. He rustles.
Let me get the better reference.
I don't know if I ever wrote it on that background sheet I gave you, but I do have an idea.
Yeah, that is actually, like, we do dress, like, out of character. We do dress kind of as close as we can to our characters, but obviously we don't look exactly like our characters, so I was curious what...
You're,
like, what age do you look like?
You're somewhere in your 150s.
Okay. About 150s worth.
That's a long time.
I'll be around longer, hopefully.
How long will you be around?
Well, our family tends to live very full and fast, so I don't know what lifestyle takes a part of it, but an elf could live to...
Like 400 to 600 years old.
If they lived conservatively, maybe 600 years.
That's without using magic either, to extend lifetimes. Malekith, for example.
If there's something I've learned about you, you don't live conservatively.
No.
But for as long as I'm alive, I will do my best to help you. Unfortunately, I won't live to 600, or 150, or probably beyond 40.
Well, then you need to train your boy well so that when you're gone, he'll still be around and I will have someone looking out for me.
And I'm his children, too.
Yes, you have
His
now
whole
bred
family.
an entire line of people to make sure I do not die.
I did not breed him. But
Well,
it might as
matter
well.
As much. He's
That's
your
fine.
family
We
as
can
much
find him a nice woman. To answer your
We're all
question,
here just for her.
Yeah, this is
Well, from her perspective, you're like puppy dogs.
Yeah.
She has you for a while, and then
So if
gotta take you out back behind the shed.
If our age
Oh
is
great, I'm old
magic
Yeller.
missile to the face.
if our age is a drop compared to yours, why do you even want to know?
Well, I mean, I want to know everything. Why wouldn't I have interest? I mean, honestly, I'm a little concerned that you weren't more interested in my background when I started coupling up with you on the roads of the Empire. Like, for self-preservation, clearly. So, I mean, I have so many questions I would like to know about your family, your lifestyle. I don't...
Well, I'm sorry, but on the battlefield, that's the last thing on my mind. But now I understand. Now we're not in the face of danger every single moment of every day, just some moments of every day. It's an improvement.
3/4 of the moments
To
in our day.
answer your question, I'm about 26.
So you have how many years left? That one's probably going to die much quicker.
I don't know. Hopefully as old as I can get. I mean, I don't really remember any of my grandparents.
They're passed as well? Family. Do you have a mother or father?
I do, but I decided to go to the front lines and left them behind. I thought it was the right thing to do.
Do you miss them?
I miss feeling as though nothing could harm me, but that's a child's fantasy.
The ignorance of not knowing all
Yes,
the things that can
that's
kill you
what I
in a
miss.
moment.
I mean, I wish they're well. I would like to visit them. Last I heard, they were in Middenheim, but we didn't.
So, when we dealt with the Beastmen in Middenheim, were you visiting your family?
No, they were in like a.
Were we in?
We were in like a little tiny village.
You were in Midland.
Yeah.
Midland?
That's like the
Bad
Middenheim
naming,
is the
guys.
city.
Middenheim.
No, we only went. We've
Well,
only
it's
been
like
to
New
my
York.
hometown.
It's the difference between New York and New York City.
Yeah, there
You
you
were
go.
in Middenheim. You were in Midland, which is the county.
Okay.
Middenheim is the capital.
Okay.
It's my hometown is the only one we've been to.
Well, we didn't.
Well, actually, we briefly went to Middenheim, but that was like the end of the prequel, and then we went straight to another place.
Yeah, because you got your orders to go to Marienburg immediately.
Yeah.
It's part of the reason I wrote my backstory around there was because we were there, and then he's like, "Oh, guess what?
Hey,
it's fine though. I mean,
technically, you're moving in that direction again.
Yeah. I mean.
You know that though.
Yeah.
Whether you want to share it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Lanier has the great map skills of the Empire just yet, so.
Don't know how long I'll live, but I can only do what I've sworn myself to do. I'm glad Nils could make that decision early on. I wasn't his age when I did. I lost a few years in my confusion, my fear.
You are a hunter of Sigma? Is that an order that you take on yourself? You have him as a squire. I imagine you'll tell him, but...
Well, I'm sure as you've seen from the Crusade, some orders are more...
Fanatical?
I wouldn't say fanatical, I would say more structured than others. Hunters of Sigmar are a group of people who came together out of necessity.
Yeah, Sharkman.
What did he just say? He's talking about Sharkman? Oh, you know, that stew Nils made was really good. Haven't eaten that well since that gumbo. Bet that's what's on his mind.
He's dreaming of gumbo.
Yeah, I'm a Sharkman.
Well, I imagine one would be better than the other. I won't judge them. In what light, though? To each their own.
So what were you saying?
The order you're a part of, do you need to, like, report and let them know that you are taking, like...
No, it's not the same as the wardens, and even that's not that structured. We take our orders, we show up, we get paid. You've seen it.
Which point of order, we haven't been paid in quite some time. Until we stop into a town, we completely forgot. We got so wrapped up in what was
We
happening.
have a lot of money to last us, but yes, we are owed the money. We did leave on their charge. It's only right. But like I said, it's not.
We're talking about money, Hildebrand.
You want money?
Who doesn't?
Apparently we don't, because we completely forgot to pick up our paycheck.
Check.
Oh my.
Anyway.
Well, we have a nice little nest egg now.
Well, he never got the paycheck. It's just you two
Yeah.
that get that money. When you guys are going to pick up your paycheck, he's going to the local tavern to go play a little bit to hopefully make some cash on the side.
Yeah, he'll sing of our stories. It all works out.
That's usually what he sings about, is you guys and what you've done recently.
Yeah.
Whether the audience believes it or not,
They'll believe it. Mark of a good bard is getting people to suspend their reality for just long enough to enjoy the moment.
That was rather artful for you.
Really?
I like his songs when in the appropriate setting.
They're a bit garish, but
not when we're arguing and he decides to play a song to distract us. Or when he decides to say mean things and hurt people with his voice.
Really?
Sorry I haven't spoken about it before. It's just
things haven't been going.
Time is limited, and I feel like in the end, pasts don't matter. It's the future. You know?
I worry that it's not that simple, but I appreciate the sentiment in it.
That's
I mean,
Such a nice way to say that. He's writing shit down again.
Lunar like leans over and kind of
What?
just curious.
Excuse me, do I read over your shoulder when you're praying?
It would do you some good. You want to?
Oh!
Praise!
I'm so clippy that.
Bring me to the burn unit!
Oh, that needs to be. That's burn. That is burn ward level. Oh God, get the ointment.
Oh!
Oh,
You don't need fire spells,
You got your own. Listen,
you don't need
saw what
magic.
did
You need Jesus. And by Jesus, I mean Sigmar.
You saw what he did before. He interrupted my prayers to throw pebbles at me while he was using his... I don't even know. What did you teach him?
Well, I mean, I'm trying to... I didn't actually study where I said I studied, so I'm trying to translate things that I know into a way that...
Wait, you didn't?
I did study, but not where I didn't go to the college or anything of the like. I went...
Tower of Hoth would be where you would have trained.
Yeah, no.
You never said you went to the college. You said you went to the Tower of Hoth.
Yeah, and in the Safari. I didn't, I mean, that's Lunar is not even my name. I didn't go to that school.
Why did you
What?
change your name? I understand why you lied about the school, but why did you change your name?
Well, walking around with my heritage on full display while, as beautifully I look as much as a high elf does, it kind of screams, hey, I'm not what I say I am. I mean, if you were going to walk around in, I don't know, say... I'm trying to think of an area that is known for a very, like, colored name, like a naming device, like last names are all Smiths, so you know they're all, you know, or being a Smith in the middle of, like, Spain kind of says you might not be from the area.
Then
I'm trying to
yeah,
think
just
of the
saying
word.
walking around Ulthuan with a dark elf name.
Yeah, walking around Othwan with a Crodatia last name just kind of screams, hey, my family's killed many of you. Don't mind me.
But even your first name you needed to change?
I mean, to be fair, if anyone knew who I was, it's not really safe, so why would I...
So why
I can understand that.
Why advertise a name? I mean, even you can understand the idea of a moniker.
I do understand that well, as I've told you.
So...
I mean,
Why did you come here then? What was your reason? To get away from all of that?
I mean, the bells. Do you know the bells? That we received when we were in the camp.
I remember the bells.
Yes.
It's not the only time I received packages.
Wait.
Wait, that's right.
We thought
I
they were
recognized that
from-
it was a dark elf cloak.
We
A
thought...
dark elf Corsair's cloak.
Yeah.
We thought that was from... the Rook was his name. We thought that was from him or someone in... Wait.
I said that
Do you
whoever
know
sent
anything
it may not possibly have the best intentions.
Do you know
Which is not a
who
lie.
that is?
Well,
Do you know more about him?
think of it this way too. That at the time you were under that charm of the child, so anything that might be anathema to it would be not to your liking.
I don't know anything about the Rook.
So what do you know about the package that you didn't say?
The package is from my brother. He used to give me trinkets and gifts my entire life. And he gave me once well, she kind of pulls out the Scorched spell book. That's the High Elf spell book. Like this. And it was obviously, I mean, I tried to fix it up a little bit, but she kind of tucks it back in. There are things that I obviously wasn't able to learn about in the life trajectory my mother had planned out for me. I just thought that there was more that I wasn't being told about everything.
So you have parent troubles too.
Yes, I have a bit of a monster for a mother.
I can relate to that.
My parents were fine. They were just cowards.
I assume the...
I'd rather have a coward than...
Yeah, no, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining.
I mean, I guess then that the call to battle was something strictly inspired by yourself? It's not in your family line?
Well, I wasn't originally from Middenheim. I was from small, kind of similar to that village we were in, the outpost. But it was taken long before I joined the war. And a lot of people fled and a lot of people stayed, and we're not entirely sure what happened. We left. I was a child at the time. It was my parents' decision. But that was the last I heard from a lot of people I knew that I grew up with who chose to stay behind. And I didn't feel right about that.
So, who did you receive your training from?
I left one day when things were getting worse, and, you know, there's outposts all over the place. They're always looking for bodies.
It's fair. They certainly shred through plenty during the storm.
Yeah. Nothing too notable, but, you know, you can't change it.
No. But you could try and understand it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't know how much good one person or two people or 4 people can do. But I do my best. What else can you do?
Kind of side eyes, looks over at Nils, realizing he's been exceptionally quiet.
He's still sharpening his blade and looking out into the woods. He's
a good
on watch
boy.
right now, so he's actually paying attention to whatever's going on outside of the camp, not your conversations. In a way, he's purposefully ignoring anything you're saying
It's so
to
good.
keep focused.
So
all of us are just a little bit broken. Some more than others.
that's how you become a wanderer.
I mean, the perk of being a road warden is that you do get to wander in whatever direction you kind of want to a certain extent, and I kind of admire the freedom involved. I mean, I haven't exactly visited all the places I wanted to, or seen half the things that I've heard about, but I've seen a lot. More than I ever would have if I just studied in the Tower of Prophecy. So...
Are you glad you left?
I think so. But I do miss some things, like you said. Maybe not feeling invulnerable, but maybe feeling not as having to be so on guard all the time. Not being...
Hiding who you are all the time.
Yeah. I do miss just not being out of place. Or maybe I do kind of miss my family sometimes, as wretched as they can be.
So your brother sent you that package. Do you ever send him anything back?
No, absolutely not. Actually, I had no idea he knew where I was, and that is minorly...
Did he explain the bells?
You kept
Rifles
the
through
note?
her bags.
Aw.
Yeah. I keep the note. I like the note. It was cute. I'm being forward about everything. This is everything I know about the bells. I don't know why or how he found me. I have kept completely silent with my family because I don't think that they would respond very well.
He calls you Kaikala.
Yes, his nickname for her in Elvish is Little Bell.
But someone tell me this in character.
Well, the names of the bells.
Yeah. But I mean, I wouldn't.
Can I understand what Kaikala means?
It's Eltharion.
Little Bell?
That's what they are.
No.
Kaikala for my Kaikala.
His name for her.
Oh, that's cute.
Let me
In character this time. Wait, no, that says a pair of Kaikala.
Wait, is it written in Eltharion?
Oh.
Yeah.
Then how is she looking?
No.
Well, yeah.
Oh shit.
It's partly in English.
Oh yeah.
No. It's partly in Reichspiel and partly in.
Well, what's in what?
It's not in Druchi?
The part I read is in
Druchi
Reichspiel.
is Eltharion.
Okay, there isn't like a...
They're not. Well, think of it more like
a
Southern
dialect.
versus
Dialect,
New York.
yeah.
It's dialect accent kind of
Okay,
thing.
fine.
To ward off evil spirits and their machinations.
Ghoulie appreciates it.
That's what
Wait,
I thought they would. That's what you had said that they were. That they would help us. That's why I thought it was important to keep them.
So how did they help us? They half the time they
the
sounded
boys
dulled.
That because of the boys' spell. That much we were able to discern afterwards. Because I could hear it perfectly clear until I fell under his spell. Then I couldn't hear it.
To be fair, is every tradition you practice within your faith without flaw and works 100%?
No, I just don't think I understand it. So, how did he know?
It's okay. Ghoulie's just losing her shit right now.
Feel free to draw pictures of the wonderful brothers and sisters. Okay,
We're having like real.
I'll discuss during break.
Okay.
See that you do. Is that still Ghoulie?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
It's catching up.
That's part of my concern when I received the bells. I don't know how he found me per se, but my family was really well off, so I imagine he has resources. But I don't know for what reason he found me.
Then who was that delivered the bells?
Well, the Egbert?
It was
Egbert
Bell.
and-
Yeah, actually, it was Egbert who found you with the
Yes,
package
it was
from
like
somebody
the-
who dropped them off, and
Yeah.
he was the one that said the man was wearing a really fancy-looking cloak. It looked like it was like serpent skin or something, and that's when you rolled to see if and you recognized that it was a Druchi sea dragon cloak, which is worn by dark elves, specifically their corsairs, pirates.
Right.
Ooh. Fancy.
Dark pirates on water.
Well, that explains that.
As he looks away, like
Pirates of dark elven water.
That whole time I thought that they were sent from our stalker.
I mean...
Well, I guess he is a stalker in a way, but not a bad one, I should hope. He doesn't hold anything against you for leaving.
I don't know. Technically, the only reason I was able to leave, aside from, having the inspiration to do so in the moment, because I was on raid with him. So I don't know if our mother holds him responsible for my wayward actions.
In a way, I feel like he respects your decision to go.
Hope so.
In the way he's giving you packages, but never interfering.
That would be an optimal solution to it, but there is an inherent distrust. Our family isn't exactly known for being forefront with their feelings. He was fine before our father passed, and then when my father passed, my brother was not quite the same brother I grew up with.
You said your mother was a monster.
As much as we all are there, I suppose.
I think I understand now a little more why you were so empathetic with the mutant people at the tavern.
I mean, you fought in the storm as well. You know those people weren't
know.
going out of their way to worship. They were victims of fighting for a cause that even you believe in.
I know.
They were victims of a cruel fate.
Could be any one of us.
It was almost me with that little mouth on my ankle.
I mean,
Who knows what that could have turned into?
I'm morbidly curious. I wonder if it would have the capability of speech.
I'd rather not find out.
I'm very
thank you
happy
much.
that it was. I mean, if we were to find out, I would hope to find out on someone else. But I mean,
I
you
would
have
not
to
put.
wonder.
Okay, let's be clear. I will never condone doing that to anyone,
I'm
even
not
our
saying
enemies.
Our enemies are.
I understand the curiosity. If we happen to stumble upon someone like that, sure, ask questions. But no. I'm vetoing
Mutant
this.
curious.
I don't know. Would it have just started screaming?
He's biting his hand.
It's not any big amounts. She's killing me right now, though. Oh. Okay. It's getting to a point where, you know, if you stay up any longer, you're probably going to be hitting into any kind of rest you could possibly take, at least for the human minds.
Okay. So are you gonna stay up?
Are you going to have to renew this again?
Oh no! I mean, I cast it so late in the day. It should be fine when we wake up. I mean, Nils, you might want to discuss with Nils about a change in shift at some point. The poor boys took first watch. He doesn't trust it quite yet. I don't blame him, but obviously he's not going to want me to go on watch, so I'm going to just get some rest, discuss with him.
All right.
Well, good night, ladies. Good night, Nils.
I think that's his way of saying you now have to take the watch. I see. I see how that worked.
It's not been a full watch yet.
No. I was like, you guys should discuss who takes next watch. Hildebrand just rolls over and goes to sleep right at that point.
It's okay.
Yeah. I think he called shotgun.
It's okay. He wouldn't be able to protect us anyway.
I mean, last time he fell asleep in the carriage, look what happened.
Alright, I'm gonna go let Nils know to wake me up whenever he's done. Good night, Kaikala. And then she walks off. What is that?
Somebody is feeling very snippy tonight.
I thought you were
That was
asleep.
saucy.
I'm out of character right now.
To be fair, she has a pet name for you.
Yeah.
You are permitted, I think. I think she would permit you one.
But one.
Everybody gets one, just like Spider-Man.
Well, now I have one. Gonna walk
Cicada.
it. Yeah, Kaikala.
Nils,
We have
Nils is
matching
now.
pet names.
He's oiling the blade now. He's got a rag out, and he's
Alright.
doing it mindlessly, though. His hands knowing what to do as he works to make sure his blade is clean.
He's become familiar with his blade.
Instrument.
What is funny? What is? You know,
His
you're
head's
both
in the-
perverts.
Yeah.
It's a sword, people.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
You see what I have
Make
to
sure
do
you
with?
clean it every day.
I know. I was
Just trying to have some clean role play here.
I was trying to add depth to the scene.
I know.
the
I know.
description.
I know.
I got giggles over here.
I'm sorry, I'll have caffeine at the mid-mark, I promise. Sorry.
Squire,
I
acquire
the thing is,
caffeine for her
the
now.
the hive mind was working, so
Aw.
she
The
shot it right into my head.
side, you
trying to be
should see the ultras, the
responsible.
white ones.
I was just trying to be responsible and hydrate.
And I heard you thinking that I just said the wrong thing.
Back in the fridge. Thank you.
Barter system.
I only drink water.
Oh.
I
You
have
are
a
a
drink.
monster.
I like iced tea too, but here I only drink water. Anyway.
So as Nils makes sure his weapon is prepared for a moment's notice, is that acceptable, you fucking perverts?
I hate them because now my mind's there. Anyway, she's gonna walk over to Nils, who is sharpening his great sword and oiling his great sword, wiping off his great sword.
Bastard sword.
She's gonna say to him, "All right, so you gonna be okay for the next few hours?"
Oh yes, I will be fine. I just want to make sure that this is what she says it is. I understand we have been through a lot, but I have a little bit of trust that needs to be earned back right now. So I will make sure that this remains up. I will wake you in 4 hours or so.
Yeah, let me know when it's time. And she's gonna actually sleep like near him.
Well, he's sitting on the other side of the fire, and you guys can set up a small
she wants to be there, so she's ready at a moment's notice.
The night passes by rather peacefully. The shelter afforded by the spell, you feel as though you had slept indoors. Not exactly a well-finished indoors, but a frontier cabin. The warmth was kept in, the wind was kept out. There was a little bit of a drizzle. There isn't even dew on the blades of grass inside. Everything kept warm. The next morning, you awake to a gentle sunrise. Just as the dome kind of dissipates and you feel the first fresh breeze since it was cast. Nils has been asleep. Carmen could have taken the last couple of hours knowing that the effect was staying in place. And slept the rest of that time herself as Nils finally got his rest. Regen everything. Make sure you're up to snuff after a long rest.
Yay.
Mana and all.
Everything.
You can
Now I gotta choose a spell.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Nils wakes up and immediately points towards the sun and starts reciting passages from the Life of Sigmar. No, he's holding the book to his chest. He's actually not, it's not open, he's just reciting it as he holds the book.
When you're laying unladylike on her stomach, just kind of looks up like, oh,
how's that for a morning call? Wake up call?
oh, what?
Get used to it. Every morning.
Could you at least do it like
you're gonna wake up to prayers for
10
Sigmar.
feet away? Just, oh god.
You can't have it both ways. You can't ask me for holy water.
I'm sorry, I did not mean to disturb you. I will go a little bit farther away. And he stands up, he goes a little bit further away, kneels down. Sigmar's life was one of true devotion.
So you're like sits straight up, her hair's tossed to one side, and she's just like,
I'm so proud. He's actually fighting back.
I am trying I am equal parts proud and infuriated.
Good. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Excuse me, I had something. He takes a quick swig of water. I apologize, I had to get something out of my throat. And he goes back to quietly praying.
She's actually laughing a little bit.
Really?
Like wiping makeup that's been on for like
Oh, that
3
was a
days
good
now and just smudging it. Oh god.
The rest of you, obviously Carmen can join him for prayers, so hers are prepared as well. Whereas Lanira looks over her book And I assume
If I cast anything
tune
into
your
my
loot.
ring,
Yep.
if I cast anything into my ring, does it still count as us in our resting period, or is the mana I
you need
spend?
to have done it before you went to sleep,
That's fair. Okay.
because now you have a fresh
Okay.
pool of mana. The winds have rejuvenated you today.
So I make sure my lute is tuned. I la 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 la.
Gargle spit.
Do some of my exercise, my vocal exercises. Loosen up my whistle.
As soon as Nils is done,
This is what I do all the time. It's just that you don't know because usually I'm in another room with rats.
Yes.
Oh, come now. They had names, didn't they?
Well, Ben and Jerry, yes, but that was only in the one tavern.
he puts his book away, buttons it closed, and he starts preparing a little bit of what was left over, and he's soaking bread in the leftover stew for kind of something to munch on, and as soon as it's soaked up some of it, he takes it out. And I don't know if you've ever seen a fireside toaster. It's literally it's a three-prong situation that has a little bit of space in the middle, and he starts putting these stew-soaked pieces of bread and starts staking them on the outside of the fire to toast, and turning them when they've gotten enough brown to them. And he takes out one of the jugs from the haversack and fills up with a morning ale for Carmen,
This is practically gourmet.
offering up to everybody else if they
didn't
want.
know you
Nice.
had so
I'll
much
have all that, thank you.
experience cooking on the
He pours it
road.
out.
Did Johann have you cook on the road? I always thought he was a stuffy fellow.
Oh, Johann was very interested and enthusiastic about meals, so I learned to cook well.
I
for
think
him.
that much is evident.
I don't know if elves like ale, but if you wish, I do have some of this. It's a brown ale.
Thank you. I prefer it over tea.
He grabs a wooden cup and pours out something for you.
So, we didn't lose too much time.
I mean, all things considering, it could be worse, but you're the one who has a better idea of how much time we have left to get to where we need to be. Do you think with the weather being as kind of okay as it is, we haven't had any flurries or anything in a while, we'll make good time?
You make a survival check if you want to see.
Yeah.
If
This is
think
the
that
first
one out.
dice roll of the night, and we've been
Yep.
playing for an hour and
No,
a half.
I rolled.
I am extremely
once.
happy. She rolled an Arcana check.
Oh
did.
yes, yes.
This is your first roll
There's
for the night.
nothing I could ask for more. I'm very, very, very proud.
Oh, he's proud of us. Okay, I rolled a 15, but I get bonuses. Hold on. So 19?
19?
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope that works.
If the weather holds, you will probably you'll probably make it in 2.5 weeks. If the weather does take a turn, you'd normally say it might take almost a month. But seeing Lanira's ability to create a shelter the way she can, you actually think that you could probably it would only take a few extra days on the trip, from what you remember of the maps.
Well, normally, weather depending, it would take us anywhere between 2 weeks and a month. But even if weather gets bad, I feel like your magical circle.
I mean, it's no tavern, but I think it will hold.
It definitely is helpful if everyone can get a good night's rest.
It's nice not waking up moist.
So,
That's something I've grown used to.
Yeah.
back on the road, so to speak.
Did you have your fill of breakfast?
Yeah, honestly, that is actually quite nice.
She pulls one off of the thing. Mills, this is amazing.
So, thank you very much.
Well
It's
done.
Just making do with what we have. If I had a kitchen, it would be much better.
Oh, but
We'll
you need
look
to realize
forward to that.
when we made do with the same things you have, it did not. It didn't taste this good. She says, like, with this resounding, just like remembering the taste of their camp food and just like.
The only time
Making fun of my cooking.
Yeah.
Look, it sustained
Fire.
you.
It's
well, to be fair, we also were a little bit spoiled by the encampment food as well. So be now again, you know,
or something.
it's perfectly fine. But we also got spoiled by the
Should I throw
encampment
it on?
food. I couldn't. You can't blame her for that. No, you couldn't hear.
If that's what they're doing. Okay. Tell you later.
What? What's happening?
Tell you later.
Okay.
Hit him.
It's a good shot.
It was very good. Thank
Yes.
you.
Uh,
Survival.
Unexpected.
As soon as you're done eating, eating, he goes around and he collects all of the cooking the cooking kit, packs it all up, puts it away. He rolls up his bedroll and Carmen's bedroll, gets that packed away, and puts all of the general use camping equipment away, leaving you guys to fend for yourselves. It's not long before you can jump right on to the road.
I could get used to this.
I don't
Right.
mind the woods, but I don't necessarily thrive in them.
Where do you thrive as they're walking?
Oh, you've picked up and started
Yeah.
getting onto the road.
Yeah, guys said we gotta get an early start if you want to make the most of the day.
No, I understand. With our -1 strength, we keep up with Carmen somehow.
We.
Yes,
The
we.
royal we.
You have a related.
No, it's not the rowie because I have it too.
No, we match in
That's
strength.
why that's why when we do the fist bump, we both go ow.
I'm glad I have Nels.
Well, you would set yourself up as like party scout, so you head in front.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So I'll need a stealth check from you and survival check from Ju.
Natural 20.
Now, the area we're going through, do we have to worry about beastmen or anything that is known for this area?
Yes.
Well, beastmen are everywhere. You know that. As I roll my survival check. Oh, okay. So a 20.
And I rolled a natural 20.
Jesus.
I rolled an unnatural 20, but still a 20.
Yeah.
We're gonna make good time. My dice have been saving their good rolls for just this moment.
They're
Fortunately,
concentrated.
I keep my dice roll safe for just such an emergency.
Yes.
It's easy to get yourself back into the rhythm of being in the forest. Mostly because before you were in such a strange element. This is comfortable. This is putting on your house shoes once you've gotten home after a long day at work. Slippers. Falling into a nice routine. It's comfortable. It's not too hot. The late summer, early autumn air is still warm, but you can feel the crispness starting to happen on the winds. Leaves haven't started turning, but you can, in earnest, you can see a little bit of the yellows starting to poke through on certain trees that might be a little bit more exposed than the rest. You lose track of Hildebrand almost entirely until he comes back to give little reports throughout the day.
Yeah, because I've got the hood up. If I'm going to be going through the woods, I've got the hood up.
As well as the fact that Carmen, you're able to move along the road, and there's even a few points where the road's been a little overgrown, and you immediately make your way directly along the path, and you've been cutting midway through the forest to get right back on. to the intended road, knowing that you did not divert from the path you had chosen. Around noontime, making a short rest, Nils pulls a couple of sausages off the links that were attached to his bag, and you guys told me you had properly prepared.
Yeah.
So he takes a few smoked links off the end of it and cooks them up and cuts them in half, and each of you have a bit of hardtack and a hardtack soaked in the grease from the sausage, and you're able to have that half a sausage and that. It's a small midday snack. Make your way to get on. I've been watching a 18th century cooking.
Yeah,
I know. I'm really.
I wrapped the half a sausage
I'm glad I
in
ate
the
a little
hardtack.
something before now, because this would be torture.
This cuts down on the grease.
Dousing the fire, you're able to get back onto the road, and the rest of the day travels smoothly. At the end of the night, you're able to make camp once again, finding a nice clearing off to one side. Laniera begins preparing for her hut spell?
Yeah, I don't think I have time to learn the new one, but she's gonna start just by centering that circle around where they're going to be. She kind of looked to see where Nils started putting the rocks down, and then just kind of stepped out a little bit and was like, okay, this is where we're gonna be now.
Well, now the ritual only takes 10 minutes, right?
No. It always takes 10 to 11. It takes 11 minutes.
Right, but I'm saying it's not going to be the 3 hours
No,
plus
that was-
That was copying down.
That was copying down
just
and everything.
the spell to begin with. Now it's just, now that it's in her spell book, she reads it quick and then
Yeah.
she starts performing it.
So don't cast it too early, otherwise it'll be the middle of the night. And
It's an
it'll
8-hour spell.
Oof.
Yeah.
As the sun started to go down, you guys were able to find a small little clearing off to one side. Nils and Carmen going right to work, clearing it out of brush and any high grass and twigs and such, making a nice small little campsite that you're able to build your hut spell around with the protective magics. And another night passes.
Before the night ends, she actually wants to spend some time.
Well, you've got 4 hours in between before you go to sleep, where you can do whatever magic you want.
We just wanted to store up her ring again before she went to bed.
Okay. Write down what you're storing in there.
Okay.
Okay. The next night goes by rather smoothly. Occasionally, you could hear something outside of the dome, rustling in the brush. Nothing that couldn't be attributed to normal passage of nocturnal animals. Nothing insidious. Living in this forest and knowing it so well, Carmen doesn't have a problem easily just knowing exactly what creature that is.
What
skulking.
exactly creature is that?
It was a couple of raccoons, actually.
With their beautiful fingers. They're so cute.
They're cute.
Clever little hands.
Bastards.
I like when they eat.
Me too.
Trash pan.
The next morning, Nils sops up the last of the stew from the night before, makes the toasted stew biscuits essentially in the morning, and toasted stew toast. And you're able to make it on the road for the next day.
Yep.
Another roll.
All right.
21.
I hate that I can't help on this.
Am I rolling with advantage or no?
No.
Okay.
I absolutely.
I had a feeling I would need it
A hindrance
because
in
I
here.
have a 13. Yeah, 13.
Okay.
Yes.
What did you get again?
I got a 21.
21. just before you would stop for breakfast, as you've been marching your way through the Drakwald forest. I'll have Bran make a perception test.
Oh shit, dice are being rolled again. Yeah!
That would be a 16?
16, okay. You catch the gleam through the trees from ahead of you, as if sunlight was bouncing off of some great polished metal surface.
From up in the trees or down where we are?
Through the trees.
Through the trees.
Through the trees. It's in the road, just around the bend. You can see a little bit of a clearing opening up. You're able to duck into the brush, move a little bit closer, and you see a very confusing sight. You see a wondrous carriage made entirely of gold. At the head of it, there's 2 horses. What'd you get on your perception test? 16 again?
Yeah.
At first you think it's barding, like the design of what it is, but it looks more like this golden horse statues at the front of this carriage. They look to be almost clockwork. And that's where we're going to take our break.
Oh.
Hey, you guys made it, so I didn't have to get to this until the break time because you roleplayed the fuck out of the first portion.
Apparently, we just needed to spend a lot of time in an immense amount of heat trapped in a tomb for us to bond with each other after many, many months together. It's fine.
Stealth roll.
Do I see anybody?
Make an investigation check.
That would be a total of 15.
A what?
15.
15. Okay. I thought you said it was 2015, and I was just like...
Yes, I rolled 2015 on my D20.
You,
It's a good roll.
You don't really see anything... Like, it looks like solid gold. Even the windows almost seem to be glazed over with gold. Like, they're not even... What would be windows is just solid gold. There's a few slits, though, along part of the doorway. And what looks like might be a flap. Like a mail slot on one of the carriage... on the carriage door facing you. It's... The carriage itself faces left, and the horses stand in front in their weird mid-step.
Okay.
And you got a 15 on your investigation check?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to... how far ahead of the rest am I?
You always stayed a good, like, 100 feet at least ahead. Maybe...
All right,
maybe 50 yards, between 50 yards and 100 feet.
All right, I'm going to head back to them.
Okay.
Chopping down brush.
There is a very strange thing ahead. We need thing.
What is?
We need it's a carriage, but it's made of gold. It seems to be made of gold, and the horses. I thought it was like armor that they were wearing, but they seem to be almost clockwork.
Carriage?
Is
Can you draw on the floor the shape of the carriage?
I draw a shape of the carriage. It looked like a carriage with...
It looks like a fine It looks like a fine imperial carriage.
So it doesn't look like the general shape the Lamian whisked off the book with.
No, the Lamian carriage was definitely more of a Steerland slash. Oh my god, I forget the name of the. I know it's Steerland and the name of the damned county. Oh my god, because I keep thinking Barovia. It's not Barovia. That's Strahd. Wow, I have not been
Alright, so looking at the drawing, she could tell it wasn't the one that she saw. I don't recognize it. I mean, I thought when you said carriage, I instantly thought of that.
No, I can understand that. That's what I was concerned with too. But this is something altogether different. As I said, the horses are.
Sylvania. Damn it.
Drostri. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Let me just see here.
Yes, it looks. The Lamian carriage looked like of Sylvanian slash Steerland make. What happened?
I'm short 4 mana.
Oh, on your.
I think so, yeah.
You should have 23 over there. But it doesn't look out of place. This looks
21.
more like this looks more like an Altdorf kind of location.
I have 21 mana. Let me see if I have some in here.
I can't do it any justice in the sand. You have to come along with me, but before we go...
Squire.
But before we go...
Tell him where it is.
Yeah. There should be 2 little pebbles in there.
Oh, you okay?
I'm good.
Okay.
How's the camera?
Okay.
Cameras are good.
Either in that one or the
Was
one
that
right
your
over
first
there.
instinct was the cameras.
I said, oof, are you okay?
The mana bits,
Cameras are good.
These ones, try the other box actually behind it. I'm sorry. I need 2 of
He
them.
wasn't talking to the cameras.
Are you okay?
Of course, like a purse, it should
I
be on the bottom.
apologize to inanimate things when I trip on them because I'm a crazy person.
I always think it's a cat and I panic instantaneously. I'm like, oh my god!
That's
Okay.
what happens when I step on a big fluffy mouse.
Okay.
Anyway.
The bottom in the back corner, underneath the postcard. Underneath the postcard. It's right there. Your hands, like, just go. Yeah, those 2. I need 2 of those. Nope, nope, nope. The black ones. I'll show you what they look like. Hold on. These ones. I'm looking right at them. Yeah.
What is that for?
Okay. Just 2. Thank you. Sorry. Thank you. Sorry. Thank you. Sorry.
Okay.
All right, everybody, come close to me. All 3 of you, touch my hand.
What are you planning to do?
I got gloves on. We're good. What are we doing here?
What are we doing?
I'm going to help you out.
Nils,
Be more
cautiously puts his
specific.
hand
I'm
up.
down for an adventure. Let's go.
Everything is going to be good. You'll find your way with ease. No, don't worry less about tripping on the roots of all these trees. And I cast Enhance
Dexterity?
Ability and Dexterity. So now they'll have
So
advantage on Dexterity checks.
Okay.
I understand why you'd be concerned for dexterity in the woods. Don't blame you on that at all.
There's no real thing on the clip.
I'm not using them for the status effects because
The health.
yeah, they're awesome.
All right.
All right, so let's go,
Okay.
and hopefully quietly.
If everybody's trying to maintain stealth, roll stealth checks.
God.
You have advantage when you have this spell on for that thing for Dex.
When I have advantage on stealth for when I have the hood up.
And no, enhance.
Oh, they have Yes, they have an advantage.
Okay,
on
so you
checks.
Yeah, I'm just normal.
roll normal.
Yeah.
You and Nils get to roll
Twice.
advantage.
Nils isn't, like, disadvantaged?
No, he's not wearing heavy armor.
Okay.
Well, he is wearing heavy armor, but it's not like the...
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so I'll roll
So
Carmen
the
first.
highest one is a 7, but to be clear, I also rolled a natural 1 beforehand, so
Take the 7.
I'm gonna take the 7.
Carmen rolled a 17. Let's see what Nels got.
Lanier's skirt is like getting stuck on all the tree bits. Oh, fuck me.
Nels rolled 10. 10, yeah, it was advantage,
Plus
right?
dex.
Yeah, -1. So it's 10, because I rolled an 11.
Okay.
And I have a 25.
Nils, my dear
As
boy.
you skillfully swim through the leaves, you can hear...
Fuck!
Shit! Why is my dress gone? Goddamn piece of shit.
Boy!
You can hear fumbling and bumbling behind you. As you turn around to look, though, Carmen is right on you, and you didn't realize it. It's Nils and Lanira traipsing from the back.
Lean into his ear. We're in my territory now.
Fair enough.
Burrs! There's burrs on it. Oh,
Oh my god, just tie it up or something.
In a
pants.
in a minute or so, you find yourselves looking at this golden carriage.
There it is. There it is.
In this small clearing. And everybody can make perception tests. You'll get advantage because you've already looked at it, so you're looking for different things now.
If I were to cast Detect Magic and look at it specifically with that,
Yes, you
should
may.
I tell you that ahead of time?
Yes.
Which one do I roll? Do I roll the same thing?
Well, if you have Detect Magic on,
Yeah.
you're still rolling perception, but I can give
Okay.
you things about what it is.
Okay.
17.
If there is magic. 17?
Carmen rolled a 4, and Nils has an 18.
Lanira has a 20.
Carmen rolled a 4 on perception.
Here's her
Yeah.
traffic.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
All is right with the universe.
Yeah, I don't know why. That one roll. That one specific thing to roll for.
So... You roll... Okay,
17.
17. Terrible.
Yeah.
Nils rolled all right.
He's 18.
He's an 18. Okay, so Nils and Hildebrand notice the ground is churned in an almost circular pattern around this coach.
I pointed out to Carmen. What could that be from?
The winds of Kamon swirl around this this carriage.
Does the ground look around?
No,
like
the ground doesn't have any magic to it.
It's just the carriage
The
itself.
carriage itself.
Do I notice her eyes glowing?
I mean, if you're looking around and you go to talk to her, her eyes, you will see the dapple.
Oh, is this? I'm assuming this is magical, so I suppose you'd be looking at this.
Yeah.
What sort of magic is it?
What
I'm
you
gonna
do
walk
in quite
closer and look
frequently.
at it
Oh.
closer.
Are you moving into the
Yeah.
Oh wait,
as you walk, as you start to as you get to maybe
I'm so smart.
15 feet in, and you're 15 feet away from the carriage, the little flap door on the carriage pops open, and a rifle just shoves out of it.
Immediately move to the side.
Please do not move. It tracks you. It's think of it like sticking a gun through a mail slot. It can rotate to
what
move.
does the voice sound like?
It sounded
like how it sounded.
It sounded like the way I said it.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, did it have like an accent of any kind?
It sounded like the accent he just did.
If
Please
you want
do
to
not
place,
move.
if you want to place the accent that I used, make a history check.
16.
Sounded Estalian, almost. It's a human empire past Bretonia.
Bretonians?
No, not Bretonia. Past Bretonia.
They're-
Estalia.
That sounded Estalian.
I'll say to them, like, we don't mean any trouble. We're just passing through. We thought you might need help or something.
You hear muttering inside. Who are you with?
I'm a road warden with my fellow road warden Lynira, my squire Nils, and our chronicler Hildebrand.
You're pointing to the woods, and only Nils and Lynira are visible.
Oops.
Uh,
I have the cloak.
your chronicler is a bush.
Come out, Hildebrand.
Shake the bush. Lord. All right. I pull the hood down and come out. Thank you.
You're welcome.
From inside again, from inside you hear. Do you see any of them around?
What are them?
Linear instantly starts just looking around with her senses open to see if there's anything else in the tree lines, etc.
The mutants. Are there any of them around outside?
We haven't seen any. We came from that way, and I point. We haven't seen anything like that. Just woodland animals. And you're the most notable thing we've seen in days.
This is amazing.
Is this your enchantment? It is masterfully done.
It's mine. Another voice from inside. the other voice. Sensio. How do we know to trust you?
We don't have any ulterior motives.
We could show you our papers, our certificates of being road wardens.
Yes.
Bring them to the slot.
She pulls hers out.
I mean,
Are you gonna walk with me?
He
or do you
pulls
wanna
the
give
gun
me
back
yours?
in, and you can see a finger holding the slot up, open.
You wanna give me yours, or you're coming with me?
She slowly makes her way over to Carmen and is like, fine.
I'm
see a
holding it
little-
up, but I'm not putting it through the
A
hole.
little bit of light you can see passing through the grill of the slot. You can see a pair of old weathered eyes, dark skin. Yes, it looks another. No, excuse me. The thing closes. You can hear muttering back and forth inside between the two voices.
Linear kind of edges away from where the opening was
Yeah.
to try and actually just start looking around like the horses and really just appreciate the.
What?
Carmen's just gonna stand there, arms crossed.
You hear, after a few moments, the flap opens up again, a finger poking it up. Just, stand back at least like 10 feet or so.
She takes 10 comically large steps back, with her arms still crossed.
As you're looking at the winds, you start to see them, as they're swirling, they start swirling in the opposite direction.
Unmaking?
And lifting up. And from the base, you see the gold start to taper away. And the wheels become wood with iron rim.
It wasn't gold, it was gilded.
As the gold goes away, it reveals underneath a strong, powerful, very advanced looking carriage with gear work for almost every amenity on the carriage. It doesn't have a simple. Most of the time, when you had a brake system on a carriage like that, it was literally just a handle with a foot that when you pulled it back, it pushed the foot onto the wheel. The handle goes into the carriage, and there's these odd large discs on the axles near the wheel hub that look. They look almost arcane, if not almost dwarven make. Our Imperial citizens can make history checks.
That would be a 22.
A 5.
This,
You're in the woods.
Yeah.
and this looks
wouldn't know tech.
reminiscent. And then as you see some of the gold kind of tapering away towards the top, it's brilliantly obvious to you. Painted into the wood on an embossment is a shield with a coat of arms on it. And it is the livery of Hochland, renowned for its engineers and riflemen. That's when the gold goes away from the horses. Yes.
Wow.
The horses are entirely made of metal.
That is not what I was expecting.
Bolted steel. They look like what you would see on a child's toy,
Only very big.
only very large.
They're like life-size toy horses.
I mean, whoever made this enchantment, I would love to talk shop about. This is quite splendid.
As you say that, the door swings open.
Hello there!
A advanced in his years, but not elderly. Gentleman walks down wearing what looks strange to the Imperial eye, but to those more traveled, recognize Stallion rider's garb. High boots that come up beyond the knee, little bit of poof to the pants, a fine leather doublet with curled, braided edges around the top of the sleeves, a billowing white poet's shirt underneath with the sleeves not even buttoned. They hang loosely at his wrist.
He looks fabulous.
He
Don't be jealous.
deeply tanned skin. Almost a fringing on mocha, the color of coffee with cream in it.
It's George Hamilton.
He's got his skin is weather beaten, possibly, or it might be heat. He has age lines that don't really take away from him being a rather handsome fellow, and you can see streaks of white in his hair that's pulled back nice and tight into a ponytail that rests just behind his head. Says, "Oh, it was I who made these wonderful devices. Would you like them?"
Does he have a monkey?
No,
Does
not
he have a
He
monkey?
does not have a monkey.
Sorry.
Monkey? Wait.
That's the voice he
I've
used
used
during our
this
straw
voice for
campaign.
another character.
Oh.
Yes, I made these myself. I traveled a very long way to go to Hochland and learn their trade. But you showed me your papers, so of course, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Ernesto. And he gives a nice deep bow with one hand out. Says, and the person responsible for the other thing you saw is my partner. Is Berthold, come out here.
I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna hit you.
And another man about the same age, not as kind in the years have not been as kind to him. His hair is completely white. He looks like what you would see in a noble priest would look such, but he wears symbols of a golden wizard. He carries a staff with a rotating mechanical device at the top. And he steps down. He says, are you sure we should be talking to them? He says, no, it is fine. They are road wardens. They wouldn't do anything to harm us, of course, yes? We were the ones attacked by the vile things.
What mutants did you say? Like, where did they come from?
Oh, they came from the forests. Terrible things. Goats' legs, heads of rams and beasts.
Your favorite.
Yes.
They circled our carriage, and if it were not for my partner's choice to protect us the way he did, we would have found ourselves dead. I have many rifles, but I cannot shoot them all at once. I'm still working on that trick.
Sorry. What has you traveling through the woods? And she's kind of just slowly drifting around the carriage, just taking it all in.
Oh,
her curiosity getting the best of her.
We were recently in Altdorf. We were heading back to our home in Oakland. Berthold had to speak with someone at the colleges. You don't have to tell them all of our business. That's as I said, they are nice people.
Fine. Sorry.
This is you have been traveling as well.
Oh yes.
Where are you headed?
Town name.
Rohrhoff.
Rohrhoff. We're making our way towards Rohrhoff.
I do not know where that town is, but if it is on our way, you can make a let's see, a survival check for this.
Okay.
Survival check for this.
Oh my god.
Not I, said the duck.
Don't fuck this up. That was a threat. Okay. 18?
Okay, yeah, it's kind of on the way.
It's not the whole way, but it is on the way.
And you just see the golden wizard just no, we're not going anywhere. Not until we know that those terrible beasts aren't coming around the next corner.
But you stay here, you're sitting duck.
Yeah, you can't just, can't just stay there forever.
Defendable position is better than being on the back foot.
Well, how long are you prepared, supplies-wise, to wait them out?
We'll deal with it how we would.
How long have
want to.
I'm just concerned for you.
And he just turns around and walks back into the carriage and just slams the door.
Sorry.
I apologize.
Wizards.
He can be grumpy sometimes.
We know
but
Mira.
I still love him though. If you would, maybe I can assist you. It did not happen, but this early this morning.
Oh.
If you would help us and help me calm him down, Maybe.
You want us to help you calm him down?
Well, it's if you.
We're happy to help you, but calming
These
people
beasts,
down.
they attacked us, and it was terrible. And they might attack somebody else on the road as well.
Okay,
We
well,
don't want to see that happen.
I'll take a look. I'll see if I can find where they went. I'll let you know.
Out of curiosity, how long have you been on the road?
Oh, we have been on the road about 2 weeks now. We take our time.
You didn't happen to see any other carriages traveling along the same route, passing you even? In the same direction,
No.
roughly?
No one passed us, but there was when we were in line to leave Altdorf at the checkpoint. I do believe there was a carriage from the zoo behind us.
Yes,
We found that one. Abandoned, overturned. No people in sight. Yeah.
That sounds horrible. Maybe they were attacked by these same beasts.
That would explain
Describe
a lot.
Describe the carriage that you were looking for.
1 second. Before her vision expires, does this person have any trinkets on them that seem to call out, or anything that seems off about his person?
No, but you do see Camon energy fueling the horses, who have started to kind of move and dig at the ground.
So the gilding was like a protective spell, keeping everything safe.
As I said, it's quite fantastic. I would love to find out the components for. Sorry. Yes. He asked about a carriage. Tries to describe the finery on the Lamian carriage.
Oh, that doesn't sound like anything that I saw.
Oh, that's good. Then maybe there aren't many people on the road that are dealing with the problems you are right now. That's for the better.
I'm gonna go take a look. So I'm gonna.
If it would help you, he goes into his bag and he pulls out a beautiful spyglass.
Huh.
He extends it,
Huh.
opens up to about this long,
Wow.
and he twirls it over in his hand as if he were turning over a blade.
I like your Tina sounds right now.
If it would help.
Oh, I'd certainly give it a try. Thank you. Takes it. But the first thing she's gonna do is look at the ground, see if footprints or tracks or anything.
Like I said, the ground is churned up almost as if they had circled and like a freaking circle pit around this carriage.
So I guess she'll start walking the perimeter, see if they may have went in any particular
Make
direction.
a survival check.
So this, all right. So that was the circle that I saw around it was from like the tracks of.
Yeah, the ground was churned. It's not enough to see, like, you notice how if you follow horse tracks in the ground, it's obvious what they are, but if you go to a rodeo, the whole place is just earth that's been upended.
13.
13.
Yep.
You catch some cloven hoof prints heading just off the path to the north.
In which direction is the path going?
The path is going north east. In the direction that you need to go.
I'm now gonna look through their fancy spyglass, see if I can see into the distance anything that may have been disturbed in the foliage.
While you're peeking through the spyglass, you see how far this thing actually goes. Toying with the dials, you can even see that it actually extends your vision the more you rotate it until it stops, giving you a wider field of view or a narrower field of view.
Yeah.
At its most narrow point, you see fur moving in the distance, passing in between the trees. And there's something, a ruddy glow, whenever they pass in front of it. whenever a gap opens in
Yeah.
passing, you
Yeah.
see some kind of reddish glow.
Okay. So she's gonna now turn around and walk back.
Anything?
So I did see something. I found footprints on the ground, like hooves. I looked using this magnificent tool. Thank you. And I could see far, far in the distance some upright, fur-covered creature. I couldn't exactly make out what, almost like pacing. But beyond that, when they were pacing out of the way, I saw something glowing.
Well, if it's in the north, we would have had to deal with it in our travels anyway. It may be better to deal with it on our own terms.
Yeah, it is off the path, but
We weren't taking the path per se anyway.
yeah.
Mr. Ganistevsky says,
How many were there?
there were quite a few.
What would be a few?
At least 20?
Ugh.
Do
Well,
they
I
normally take their dead with them? Or do they leave them behind?
The ones that were shot were carried away. I was able to hit a few. But I don't have a volley gun set up on my carriage. Yet. I have plans.
Ambition is very charming. Were you able to see if further down there's any?
I could only see one.
No, not even the beasts themselves, but obviously there is something we will have to deal with. But my question is there a gratuitous funnel necking or anything we could use to our advantage to set up an encounter that we will have to deal with? I mean, they don't know we're here, which is obviously a perk for us, but that doesn't mean I want to just walk on up and saunter over and just bop them on the head. Be smart about it.
I'm going to back up a little bit,
Okay.
and I'm going to hold my pistols. I'm just going to touch them, and I'm going to whistle a little ditty and cast my multiply missile on. I touch the bullets inside.
It only works on one bullet per casting.
That's why I'm using.
Oh, you're gonna do it like
Whoa.
I'm
how
doing
many
one
bullets?
Did they expire? Do you
8 hours.
8 hours?
So I'm going to put 2 spell slots into 1 bullet because these are the regular pistols,
Okay.
not the repeater.
Okay.
So I'm going to spend 2 spell slots on each gun. So in other words, when I shoot them, they'll come out as 3 extra bullets instead of just 2 extra bullets. So it'll come out as 4 bullets for each pistol.
Okay.
And that'll last for 8 hours or until I shoot them.
Well, you see the path is going, see how it veers off kind of northeast?
Yes.
They are due north. If we wanted to surprise them, we could veer around toward the west.
Make another survival test.
Ernesto, do you have a map of the area? Would you know generally the lay of the land further up?
Chase, let me see what I have inside.
Thank you.
Turns
It's
around.
16.
Saunters over. Goes into the cart. You know this area is starting to get kind of hilly. And from the incline you were experiencing before, I feel like this might be the remnants of a glacial valley. And wherever they are might be it might be towards a valley kind of rise, where they're nestled into a U valley. Possibly you had the spyglass, you were able to look through it, so you were able to kind of see the terrain as it was moving. You could see some elevation adjustments as you were going,
What do you
as
think?
you were looking.
Do you think it would be safe to encounter them, or
I do think
could they ambush us?
we could. Well, I don't think they know we're here, and they probably gave up on the carriage. But it does seem like we might be able to use the environment to our advantage. It's not. Once you get into the woods, it's not really level anymore. It's changes in elevation. Maybe we could sneak around. Maybe we could even trick them.
Ooh, well, there's certainly more of us right now than usual, if possible, depending on how far the hills extend, you were saying. If we could possibly go around, come forward, while some of us come from behind, a pincher per se.
What I'm wondering is, if their carriage is impenetrable when they use that spell, maybe we could lure them out.
Oh, as he comes out of the carriage, he's carrying a map of the surrounding terrain. He says, "Oh, yes, the enchantment that Berthold does. It's not exactly the most offensive ability. I can maybe take one shot every so often. That opening is very small and it's not very accurate.
But it is, how impenetrable are you once the enchantment...
We are safe inside. That is not a problem. It's the fact that we're kind of stuck where we are when we do that.
Ah, the horses lose their mobility.
Yes, of course.
And how long can he sustain it?
He's got quite the stamina, if you know what I mean. He can go a while, maybe 8 hours or so.
Well, I was thinking, since there's so many of them and we really have the advantage here, maybe we can try and lure them into a trap and you would be the bait, but you would be safe with the spell.
Then I would have Berthold cast that spell again, but I would remain outside. I could help you from afar. And he walks over to the carriage and elbows a part of the paneling, and one plank just slides forward, and in a fan you see about 6 or 7 long rifles. This is
What exquisite pieces.
Well, thank you. I like it when a handsome man looks at my gun. And he pulls one off the rack.
Seems you two have a lot to talk about.
He reaches into a similar pouch that he pulled the spyglass from. He pulls out another one, almost identical. Unlocks it, pulls it to its full length, and then clicks it on top of the rifle into a housing. He looks down the sights and adjusts it here and there. This is yes. This one will do nicely.
I mean, the enchantment it's piqued my interest, but if someone has studied at the college, would they not have more offensive capabilities?
Door opens again. I don't like you! Closes it. See, as I said, he is being grumpy. He does not do well when he sees chaos around. It's not...
Oh, who does?
That's fair. It doesn't exactly put me in the mood either. But I ask about his capabilities. We should know what we all have at this table before we go and engage.
I do not need to explain this to you, but I will explain it so that they might know. He is a master of the lore of metal. It is most effective against those who carry metal. Beastmen, they rely too much on stone and twigs and sticks and clubs. Maybe they have an axe head that he might be able to affect, but you are asking a fish to go and fight a wildfire. Not exactly his element.
I see.
Do you want to look over the map to see if there's any way we could possibly come from two fronts if they're in a valley?
Maybe we could set up a trap.
He starts pulling more of the rifles out, and he's like sliding them on top of the wagon and on top of the carriage through the rails.
He's like if you were living your best life.
All right. They seem far enough away. I'm gonna go carefully take a look. You want to come with me?
All right.
I'm not going
Okay.
inside. I'm going to look at the edge and see if there's any sort of area that would be a good place to set up some sort of trap.
He has the map.
Yes.
Well, he handed over the map to you guys.
Yeah.
Okay. She was trying to see if, like, does it show topography at all?
Not.
Yeah, that's
It's
all
not
I
the
cared.
most. It's not the best topographical map, but it does imply a bit of a rise, and there's a few U-shaped valleys around a bit of around a hill. Think of it like kind of like a foot, but there's only like 3 toes, and there's a valley in each.
Are they? Did I see them inside of one?
They looked like they might have been towards one of them from where you're standing, and the fact that you had the spyglass, you were able to see a bit of the elevation change. They might have been nestled into one of them.
So on the map you saw them, she points to one of the valleys, like around here?
Yeah, I believe so. Right here.
My concern is our vision of here and here is non-existent.
Yeah.
In terms
Well, they
of,
said there's. I only saw the one.
Tell me, how far away can you see with this glass?
Pretty far.
Well, I was asking him. I was asking Ernesto how.
He's fiddling with his rifle and loading, cleaning and then loading the other ones. Well, why don't you take a look? You can see clearly to about, like, you can almost zoom 500 yards clearly. I am very, very proud of my glasses.
I can see why.
Well, a rifle is only as good as the one who uses it, so if the one who uses it can see farther, well, theoretically, you should better.
That stands to reason.
You also, knowing you guys rolled your history checks, Hokeland is a city of engineers. It's known for their the most audacious. Carmen's actually seen it on the field. You saw one of the engineers that was working the cannons had one of those rifles that was so long it needed a tripod stick that he was standing with and firing, and he was hitting the opposite line.
Yeah, and more than likely my father has had dealings.
You would be aware of Hokeland through their weapon trade, yes. You didn't trade in everything, but being aware of them for mercantile purposes is something. They're legendary amongst gun enthusiasts in this universe. And he looks to be
quite enthusiastic
engineer. He looks to be an engineer himself. You notice he's his satchels and packs. Most of them seem to have tools or another piece of gear.
Well, if range is our advantage, maybe. Let me know if this sounds like a good idea.
Perhaps you can fix my thieves' tools.
Lure them into one of these pockets. You could establish your ward to keep them inside, and he could pick them off one by one.
Well,
and any that escape, we will handle.
My circle has a limitation on how broad I can cast it, and there's no guarantee just if I would be able to get all of them in there. However, if we are able to keep them in one place, we do have a good number of trinkets and toys that perhaps could take advantage of that. Let's see, magic circle. 10-foot radius, 20-foot cylinder.
So when we start to lure them out, we could all attempt to do those as they pass. They'll be locked in place. And we could just unload.
I mean, I need to be within 10 feet of where I'm casting this. That's it's closer than I would like, if I'm honest
10
with
feet.
you. Yeah, that.
Question for the DM.
Okay.
Is the range based, since the range is pretty much the same as sight seems to be in the game, if you used the spyglass, she wouldn't be able to cast it further. Just
That's interesting.
That's actually a fun question.
If the spell literally just said line of sight as the range, then yes, I could give that. But this game doesn't use line of sight rules.
I was just wondering because like I said, all the sights, all the dark visions, all the night visions, they all have ranges of 60 feet.
Your ability to
Thank you.
entangle them into the worst places possible. How far could you do that from? Because if I were to bring forth a storm in that area at the simultaneous time in which maybe a certain music plays, that would, if we can litter the entire line of that valley that they have to cross to get to us with an ocean of pain and suffering, utilizing the choke point, that might be a great way to cut down on how much we need to deal with in person, hand to hand, or well, how much she will.
A moment, if you please, and I take her out of earshot.
Goes over.
I'm a little bit wary about using the music boxes in front of him because he is an engineer. He would want to know or possibly see that it doesn't work.
He's certainly using the same things you are to enhance that carriage, yes. I would be more concerned with maybe making sure his friend does not see. Because if he works within the college, he may see that your talent is more organic than the rigid hand signals and words that would be used normally for the same effect. But if he is in the carriage, which he will have to be if we are to use him as bait, and you are much further when you cast it, it may be all right. I mean,
I was just concerned because if he's such a talented engineer as obviously he is, he would be able to notice right away that the music box would not be shooting out the daggers.
Does the magic show when he's casting, or does it show also once it's thrown out into the field?
The magic for Cloud of Daggers, it just makes a cloud of daggers appear. It's not specifically throwing it at all. So what happens is he throws the music box and then the Cloud of Daggers appears where the music box ends up. That's why the music box, you can kind of get away with doing the music box like the way you do. So
if Ernesto was with us, because he will probably need a certain vantage point to shoot down to make the most of his abilities, he'll see you throw this, and hopefully Bertold will be busy sustaining his spell. And I mean, there's only a small little sliver that he could look out of.
All right, I understand.
I was
just because as you said, to try to keep things as much under wrap, and if anybody could see through, it would be this pair.
Well.
Did you join us in the forest as we're having a private talk?
Yeah, because you had asked me a question, and I was like scoping out.
Oh, that's fair, yes. I had asked about how close you have to be to entangle an area.
I need to be within 90 feet, but the range of the brush that I can create is only about it's a 20-foot area.
Well, my thought is that if there is a small area that they have to go through to get to the carriage, if we had like an area of effect, they get out of this one, say yes, then they fall into this other trap of horrendousness, and then they walk into the other one, and it's just to get to what they hope to maul, murder, maim, they would have to go through a series of things, and if we could all...
A gauntlet.
Yeah.
I could also If need be, I could go and actually cause a ruckus and get them to come after me, and then Misty step back while we lay those traps.
Oh, so maybe we send you in with the carriage. You could hop out of the carriage.
You don't think the carriage will actually go through the trees?
Yeah,
it's better to stick to the road.
I would leave the carriage here. Carriage will be the end point. We'll have the gauntlet of the ground effects leading up to the carriage, and then they'll be safe if they do make it here, and then they're out in the clearing.
Well, if you can get me within 150 feet of roughly where you think it would be good to open something up, I think I can cast the Storm Spear.
I also have to be within 60 feet to do the music box.
Okay, so in terms of our range, we should figure out how far away Ernesto can make use of his guns.
I'd also like to pick an area where they are kind of forced to funnel toward us, and so they won't be able to go around. I mean, beastmen aren't that smart, but let's make it easy.
Also, keep in mind that as far as the music boxes go, as soon as I set a second one off, the first one will fade.
Well, do you have any capabilities of disabling any of the targets? You once made this disgusting... what was it?
Oh yes, my foul egg cloud.
I can't say I experienced it up close, so I don't know exactly what it does, but would that be something that you could employ?
It might help.
Maybe it would slow them down.
It might slow them down a bit.
I don't actually know what it does. Like, I don't know if it disables, I think it was a Constitution saving throw for something.
I think if they fail, they're coughing and wheezing for their turn, but they can move out of it. It's not a huge radius.
Okay,
yeah.
shit. So the only way we have to disable targets
is... it's a Constitution saving throw against poison.
My only concern, though, is I can't get this out of my head. I saw this glowing thing, but I just don't know what it was.
Could it just have been a fire? Could they have been going to a fire? I wonder if I could see it. Point me in the direction.
I look through the looking glass, I find it, and then I put it to his eye, and then I carefully move it in the direction I think you should be looking. You see it? If you don't see it, zoom out a little and then zoom back in.
You can make a perception test.
Yeah.
That would be a 22.
Yeah, you can see pretty much where they're moving. It's so far away that you're given an idea of where they are, but you can kind of see the lay of the land as well. This kind of tight crescent valley that they seem to be within. And like I said, you see the moving fur, and every time, if you don't see moving fur, you're seeing this like red glow.
Does it look like a fire glow?
No, too red.
Like
too red.
Like
that's
red,
not fire.
Like primary red.
Out of character in character question, like, is it known what affiliations beastmen sometimes have?
No, you just know they're chaotic.
Okay.
And how they end up having an affiliation with the thing is just.
Chaos. No one's asking them questions, so
they don't. There's little is known about their actual culture.
Okay.
There's guesses.
Okay, thank you. So, I mean, do we have an idea of what we want to be doing? Do you have any other options or ideas on?
I will go in. I will start with my vines, my entangle. If that slows them down, then they will actually be stuck there for as ever long as it takes them to get out.
If I overlap my storm just a little bit on where you're able to entangle them, I'll be able to get anyone who comes out of it, but also reach that lightning out to those who are incapable of moving from it. So I think that would be a good idea, and if there was something you think that may be able to synergize with that, I think we have a very solid concept. And so when it blows up in our face, we could still feel very proud that we thought this one out.
That's the idea.
All right, well, I can definitely prepare a few music boxes to use in succession if they,
Well,
if they get out of the areas.
I will go try to get their attention. Once I get their attention and I have them on the chase.
All right. Should Nils come with us, or should he stay at the coach?
Well, we need to figure out what Ranger Nesto is
Let's
most
see.
comfortable working within.
Well, if his glass mounted on his rifle is like this glass, he'll be able to see and shoot whatever we can.
I don't know. Let's
I
find.
hand her the glass.
All those prepared, right?
I hand her the glass.
No, that's too many.
I don't even know what I prepared. I didn't have time to read them.
I hand Lanira the spyglass.
All right, so she's gonna check out this supposed glow that they've been referencing and see if she can make sense of any of it.
Make an Arcana check. Well, perception test, then an Arcana check.
Okay. I'll roll.
Since you had it pointed out to you, I'll give you advantage on the perception test.
Okay. Perception. Ooh. 22 on the perception test.
Okay.
And then 19 on Arcana.
Okay. You get the feeling that you have seen this before, but it's a perversion. From this far away, you normally can't, but since they pointed out exactly where it was, you had a little bit more time to kind of look at what was there, what could be putting off this glow. And you saw it was a great stone, almost obelisk, with red etching leaching out that glow. And your knowledge of magic didn't roll high enough. You know this is a profane version of the Waystone ritual
Oh no.
that the elves perform.
Oh no. Okay.
This is the creation of a herd stone.
What's the matter?
She hands the glass back to her. That red glow. Do you remember the wood elves were taking care of the waystones to make sure chaos doesn't break through yet?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Have you had any dealings with the herd stones?
You can make a Since it was in your military campaigns and you did have fights with beastmen before, I'll let you make a history check.
8.
No. You just know you killed them.
Not much to know.
Oh.
They bleed, kill it.
Okay. How much does Linear know of the herd stones?
You know, their nicknames are the Chaos Hearts. That they can be dedicated to all of Chaos or of one particular.
So they're
It's like a beacon.
It's like a beacon?
They fill it with various items to draw forth the chaos power and hopefully draw more beastmen and hopefully draw out beast women so that they might populate.
So they can get more beastmen.
I'm very much concerned about that second valleyway, because if this is, it acts like a beacon summoning and calling forth more. We need to take care of this, regardless of if we're helping them or not.
So how can we stop it?
I would say we definitely need to focus down making sure that they do not continue the ritual. We need to eliminate that beacon, the obelisk. There will be a dark obelisk, and that's where you see that red glow. I don't think we're going to be able to miss it when we're closer in.
So you believe that should be the primary target?
Well, if it's just going to bring more...
Is there any way we have to destroy it, or just hit it? You tell me.
She doesn't rightly know.
I mean, it's not necessarily something I deal with personally. I had hoped with your dealings with the Beastmen you would have more of an idea yourself, but I don't know if it will be much in the way you dealt with the amulet, and then we have a secondary problem. There are so many complications that could, you understand, rightly happen, but I know that we cannot have that continue. That is a threat to everyone. Do you want more? You want more Beastmen? That's how you get more Beastmen.
No. No, I'm just trying to think about this.
No, I understand.
You know, first you yell at me for rushing in, now you yell at me for not rushing in.
No, I'm not yelling at you for not rushing in.
I just don't know anymore.
I'm saying clearly we need to be more tactical, and there has been times that I've maybe kept that to myself for reasons you now understand why, but we need to be smarter about our engagements.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's find out how far Ernesto
Well
needs
then,
to be.
maybe the plan should be slowing the Beastmen down so we can destroy that obelisk.
Well, that works still with using that bottleneck formation to try and...
Yes.
Okay, I'm going now. She turns around and walks over to Ernesto to be like, okay, so thank you for that map, and the knowledge that has given us is quite helpful.
It is not a problem. It helps you, help us. I find it to be but a trifling inconvenience.
I imagine...
She processes that it was an inconvenience. How far are you comfortable with your shot?
Oh. My reach is long. I could usually strike a bullseye from 400 feet.
By the way, in this time and era,
that's impressive as fuck.
Fucking unheard of.
His range is better than mine, honestly. Well, she kind of like waves them over. Assuming you guys are still in your back tree formation.
Then maybe he should be the lure.
Why would you?
No, not...
Keep him in the back so he can pick them off.
Yes.
Send his mage friend in the carriage, and...
They can't go in there.
Yeah, they can.
There's not enough space for the carriage to make it through the trees.
No, but like, doesn't the road...
No, the road does not... the road goes northeast. They are north.
So
meaning that the road passes by, but it's not like
and
it's...
there's no off ramp.
And the valley is only in the dip of the wood, yeah?
Yes. What I'm saying is maybe we have him shoot a few shots, get their attention, have them start moving toward us.
Well,
some people entangle them.
If we could get to a part of the road that was maybe 800 feet away, I could try and work my best magics. And he winks at Hildebrand.
Carmen and Lanier are just like...
Anyway, and while they're marching toward us, we can throw those things down, but we need to find a way to actually destroy the obelisk. Slowing them down isn't going to be enough. If more keep coming, you say.
Yes.
How much closer can we get with if we go along the road a little bit further?
We have the map. We would be able to tell, right? Yeah.
Looking at the map, you see that if you go another maybe quarter mile of the road, you'll end up being just close enough before the road kind of cuts a little bit more to the east. It's at its closest point.
Alright, so that would probably be at least the best spot for the carriage.
Yeah, we'll leave it there, and we'll have him on standby to use his magic.
Now, you want to try and run in, maybe bring Nils, and try and bring, like, kite them back.
Yes, yes, that is what I'm saying. This is...
Sorry, I pull you.
We're gonna kill these in transit.
Should I give them some hidden assistance?
Their ability to be stealthy through the woods could use any hints and tips
Well, I'm only gonna be stealthy for so long. The idea is to lure them.
Well, the effect of the dexterity is for an hour. So how much time is left on that? Or is that all gone by now?
I'd say there's maybe a half hour left. You guys haven't been, you know, you guys have been talking for maybe a half hour, and conversation goes at the speed of conversation. So
Yeah.
I'd say you got another half hour left.
All right. Are you going to be the one to actually attack the obelisk? Do you have anything that could hit it from a decent range? I don't know how to destroy these things. But if we lure out the beastmen and then we're dealing with them and they're able to summon more, that kind of negates the whole idea.
Yeah, but if they're all dead, then who's gonna finish their ritual? The furthest range I have is actually what we were going to use to try and clog them up a bit, which is the storm spear. And then it's 150 feet, then 60 feet from that 150 feet.
So
I could strike out from.
let's move in. Once we're in position, we'll have him fire a few shots toward them. Once they start moving, we can start using those.
Okay.
And whatever makes it through, we can take up the rear and attack them that way. The group will be split.
So you want to draw them forward, then when they're drawing forward, you're going to go around behind them?
If that's... I don't know exactly how they're going to react.
Okay.
But if they do that, yeah, we can get them from behind. And we'll also have Nils and Hildebrand and Ernesto shooting from the front. What do you think?
We won't know till we do it.
Okay.
Well, Ernesto would be able to stay with the wagon, with the wagon, and shoot from the roof.
Yes, he might not actually hit anything where they are now. In fact, he probably won't. But if he can get their attention, that's all we need.
He hops up on the carriage.
Yeah.
Sounds like you have a pretty good idea of what you want to be doing.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
he...
Listen. Don't be a hero. If they break through Hildebrand and Nils, I want you to be careful. Look out for yourself.
Oh, we'll be fine.
Okay.
I've lasted this long looking this good, so I don't see it being a problem any time longer. He reaches over and pulls a lever, and the horses kind of pick up into taking a kind of a very... It's not smooth, but it's still a mechanical gallop.
Yeah.
More of a mechanical canter, I should say.
Okay. It's interesting. Is it like steam coming out when they're doing little?
More you see arcing like sparks of electricity between nodes along its back.
I see. That's cool. Alright, well, let's do it. Let's sneak in.
So you're heading up on the into the woods and being stealthy that way, and they're driving up around.
Yeah.
Okay. Make some stealth checks.
Here we go.
You got advantage.
I do have advantage, but for me, that's only one roll.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yep.
well, it's a standard roll for you because advantage negates disadvantage because of her armor.
Yes.
So it's you and Nils going into the woods, Hildebrand and myself staying more with the carriage?
You were gonna help me do the slowdown thing.
Okay.
I have to go too, because I have to be within 60 feet.
And also remember, we both
daggers.
can teleport away if we need to.
Okay. That's not what I thought we were doing, but I will carry
What
on.
do
I have the cloak, and I have my hood up.
Doing?
Okay.
And I wrote with the.
How can
that
you
would
use
that would make
your
it a
with me
32.
if you're
That's
not
what you
with
just
me?
Yeah.
Well, I have 150
No,
range.
no.
I have 90
Not
foot range.
20.
Okay.
No. 20.
Yeah.
So we have to go to the minimum of
28.
Yeah, we're not
Sorry.
gonna go like crazy
'Cause
in there,
stealth
just
is an
enough
expertise?
to.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
That makes
so,
more sense.
Rolling my stealth check. Oh God, here we go. Oh, okay, that's not the worst in the world.
I still
it's
get
a
advantage?
12.
Nils gets advantage as well.
No.
I got a 20!
Yeah.
On stealth!
Usually that's your Carmen perception roll.
Yeah, it is.
Nils rolled a natural 20 on stealth.
He's the sneakiest fucking
Clanker.
Sneakiest clanker that ever did clank.
You don't even hear his chain just
He's scared.
rustling. He's super fucking stealthy.
Okay, yeah, I got a 12.
You see you see it riding off, the carriage pulling forward into the distance off to your right.
Yeah.
And you start making your way through the brush. I need you to also make perception tests. I know, Carmen's dreaded perception tests. It's gonna be a 5.
No, be nice. Actually, I rolled a 19, which is actually a 20.
And I rolled a 14.
7.
Which is actually a 14.
It's because I used it on my stealth check. Clearly.
While you're moving through the woods, you notice there's bones, humanoid bones, scattered. Everyone notices this. It's Carmen who notices the odd part.
The eyeball?
The odd
part.
Odd part.
All the skulls are missing.
Oh, I know what this is.
It's great when someone who isn't even a Warhammer is like, oh no! That is iconic marketing right there, guys.
No, it is. I've heard so many people say that.
What?
You don't know? Don't tell him.
No,
Don't
we're
tell
not.
him. We won't tell him.
Nope. Oh, that's wonderful. I had feelings.
You're stepping over skeletons and rib cages.
But no head.
But it's Carmen that notices the lack of heads. There's no skulls with these
There's-
bodies.
You see this?
Why are there no skulls?
Go ahead.
I want to roll my Arcana.
Arcana check.
Okay. Let's see if I got dice fucked again. Natural 20.
Skulls for the skull
Yes!
throne. Blood for the blood god.
They make a throne out of the skulls?
Yeah. This is definitely. You're thinking that with the red going on, and the fact that you're missing some of that, they're missing skulls in particular. You're making a final realization that these beastmen are definitely dedicating towards corn.
I don't think they're looking to just mate. This is. Look at the,
Who thought they were mating?
sometimes when the horde brings forth beast women to expand the horde.
Okay.
But the red light, this is corn.
That makes the set complete.
Then take advantage of it.
Collect them all.
Yeah.
Gotta catch 'em all.
Chaos gods. All right.
Uh-oh, we broke the paladin.
You come here voluntarily.
Name that chaos god.
Oh my god. Listen. Order must not falter. Face of chaos unending.
Oh, tagline. Title screen, guys. Title screen.
I'm
You're
in a
able
game.
to.
Meta. Whoa.
You're able to march your way further through the brush, keeping a pretty good low profile. Occasionally, Carmen bumping into a tree trunk and a scatter.
This wasn't there before.
Lanier's gonna slowly start putting at tops 50 feet between Carmen and herself, because yours 90. My range.
Wow.
I'm so concerned the second I made a choice.
I've never rolled 3 of the same number on 3 different d20s.
Take a picture.
Are they all
I already
20s?
moved.
Oh.
No,
Okay.
no.
Thank God.
It was actually all terrible.
The odds of that are actually really, really low.
Yeah, it was all
We
10s.
can do
I
the
don't know how
math
to
later.
But
It
yeah.
was 3 10s as I rolled that. So you finally make your way into position. You can see them dancing. You can hear the low chants. Sound like guttural coughs and grunts. You can hear drums being played. From what you can see of the beastmen themselves, you note that some of them have features that you had never seen on others before. Their fur is now brazen, bronzed. Quills cover shoulders and backs, and manes of metallic spines replacing their fur. Others, their fur is drenched in crimson, sticky, like smeared to their flesh, almost like they had poured blood into soil, mixed it all together, and just rubbed it onto their fur, matting it down. And that's when you see him.
Him? It takes you a moment before you recognize a Bestigor that you have seen once before, wielding a great axe. He stands atop a pile of skulls before the great pulsating herd stone slamming his chest. He's different from what you saw him before. On his bestial face, from here back, it's as if he had lied down and had molten bronze poured across that part of his eye and face into the socket and down the side of his head. His horns don't curl the way they did when before. They've twisted and moved up into this odd shape that makes you angry just seeing it. His horns standing in the rune of corn itself. You've seen this Beastigor before. This Bestigor led an entire army against you once. And now he stands rallying what's left of his tribe. I thought...
And that is where we are going to end tonight. We have to end early because I don't want to get into a massive fucking combat this late in the show and have us going to 1 a.m. again.
Rage consume you.
I'm only doing this
Let it
for the sake of
sanity.
Carmen.
Oh, no, blame it on
No,
me.
I'm serious. I know how tired you got last time, and I felt really bad.
Oh.
And I don't want
Well, we're gonna have a post-meeting with food.
Well, I mean,
We also have some
I'm
stuff to
happy
talk
that
about.
it won't feel rushed, you know.
Yes.
Like,
No, I want to give this a lot of time.
So excited you brought it back.
I wanted
I
the cool
thought we
reveal.
No, the elves
You
like
killed-
chased them.
You killed the giant.
Yeah, we didn't.
You killed the Cygor.
We also didn't exterminate them all. We fled with,
He fled.
and so did we.
Yeah.
We didn't finish the job.
At the end of this episode, I'd like to say thank you to everybody who showed up.
Thank you.
And I have been Connery. With me has been
Cassandra Lee.
Ryuko.
And Geo Dragon.
And just Kevin. Hi.
He's here too. Thanks everybody. We'll see you next time. Make sure you keep in touch on the internet so that you can know when we go live, the second we go live. And until then, remember to always stay evil. Push the button, Kev.